Chapter 1. The First Knowing. There is a moment in every life, quiet and often forgotten, when love is not something explained, taught, or given, but simply known, a glance from a mother. The warmth of arms before language. The stillness of a sunrise that feels like it waited just for you. In these unrecorded moments, something ancient stirs. Not a thought, not a belief, but a recognition. You were once entirely this recognition. Before you learned right from wrong, before heaven was promised and sin defined, you existed in a reality where love did not require explanation. You smiled not to please, but because joy overflowed. You reached not to take, but to touch. You cried not to manipulate, but because something sacred needed expressing. These were not behaviors, these were prayers, spoken in the only language the soul truly knows. Love unburdened. If there is a place where God lives, it is here. Not in a book, not in a building, not behind a veil, but in the memory of being that child, of knowing love not as a commandment, but as your first nature. God, in this sense, is not a being who watches, but being itself. Not above, but within. Not beyond, but present. This is not metaphor. This is not poetry attempting to sound spiritual. This is the truth that unravels every hierarchy, doctrine, and fear-based system. You did not enter this world to seek God. You were born of God, of love. The seeking came later, after forgetfulness. And what is forgetfulness but the slow layering of fear upon love? The moment when correction replaced curiosity, when punishment replaced presence, when you are bad replaced you are loved. Religion stepped in not because God was absent, but because our memory was. But no system can fully erase what is written into your essence. Your heart still aches for something more honest than dogma. Your tears still fall in the silence where no priest, no preacher, no scholar can explain them away. Your laughter still bursts out at moments too spontaneous for structure. These are your altars. This is your cathedral. To say God is love is not to make a claim. It is to remember a condition, not a rule to follow, but a state to be returned to. And yet, we have tried so hard to own God. To name, define, defend, and package the divine in language small enough to control. Love, wild and ungovernable, does not fit into such containers. Love escapes definitions. It moves through touch, through breath, through unspoken knowing. Ask yourself, when did you first know love, without being told it was love? When did you first feel safe without asking for protection?